Trevor McPirry. This is season 2, episode 7 or something. How are you doing?
Well, I've been better, Dave. I have been better. We won't mention the odd-shaped ball game, will we? Or else we're all going to fall out very quickly.
Yep, not saying a word on that. Otherwise, you're feeling well?
I'm great, mate. I'm great. I had a lovely day yesterday. Not so good the day before because I spent most of it with you. But the weather was fabulous yesterday. But listen, I know you like some numbers. Let's get straight into some numbers.
Yep.
Straight into numbers.
Shoot.
2 observations on podcasts so far. I think I've mentioned this to you off mic before. We get so many more downloads when we have a guest on. So brace yourself, fella. It's just you and me this time, so we're going to get single-digit downloads.
No one listens to this.
No, they don't care. They don't care. But I've got to say, Mr. Rory Underwood, the most downloaded episode in the first 14 days. And no doubt we'll refer to him in a little bit as we move forward. You're going to talk about transactional math. Something else I just wanted to say. I want to give you a little list. We like a list.
Yeah.
I'll go from 10th to 1st. Okay?
Yeah.
Ready for this?
I'm sat down.
Okay. So we've been downloaded in 37 countries.
Yeah.
And the software we use groups it as cities. So I think that's basically postcodes, zip codes, that type of thing. So it covers quite a wide area. 273 cities. In joint 10th place, Portugal, Germany, 2 nations I know close to your
Wasn't
heart.
me. It was not me.
Hey, and get this, Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
They're liking us in Ukraine. I find that quite poignant. In 9th, Italy. 8, 7, and 6, India, Spain, and Singapore. In the top 5, New Zealand. What's going on with the Kiwis? What are they all about?
I've got friends down there.
Oh, have you? All right. You laying some cash out on that, are you?
Cost me a fortune.
Yeah, good.
It'll be worth it.
Speaking of friends and relatives, in 4th place, Canadians.
Yeah, I've got friends out there as well.
Get this. Who do you reckon's in 3rd place as a country?
In a country, let's go.
I'll give you a clue. It's European.
Okay, country in Europe. I don't know. Let's go Russia.
Did you pass anything at school?
Yeah, passed every single lesson. Straight out the back door. We know.
Yeah, absolutely. In 3rd place, what is going on in France? They're going loopy in France for us. And no surprise whatsoever in silver medal place. It's the USA. By some way. Some way. So the big Don has obviously got the word out amongst everybody.
He loves it.
He's obviously upset every other leader in the world, but he's loving the podcast. And of course, obviously, number 1 by some way is the UK. So there you go. A little bit of stats for you there, Dave.
Interesting stuff. But look, we did have, as we expected, a very successful podcast with Rory. A lot of the stuff we covered off was very poignant. Some of the feedback we got, we won't got enough time to go through all that, but it was exactly what we expected. And I think from that, it's important, Trevor, that we just remind everyone what the hell and why the hell are we doing this podcast? Why do we stand here looking at each other doing this podcast? Let's just remind everybody what this is all about.
We're on a crusade, David. I'm never going to get tired of using that word. We're on a crusade. You love best fit. I love the word crusade. What we want to do, we want to continue, and I know we are being listened to, but we want to continue to spread the word around business owners in the SME community across the UK when it comes to the question of finance in these nervous times when no one's really too sure what on earth is going on, that there is a source of trusted business finance professionals. And as you know, you're one of them, Dave. I have the honour and privilege of being able to call myself the vice chairman, whatever that means. Basically, I do all the running around where no one else can be bothered, but there we go. The Guild of Business Finance Professionals, folks, that's where you find them. It's very simple, bfpguild.org, bfpguild.org.
And look, the reason that we set the guild up, which is coming up to its year anniversary, we could talk about that after, But as far as I'm concerned, I'm an intermediary. I have been an intermediary since 2010. I've been through a lot of journeys in terms of the ups and the downs, but I think out of those years, last year I would say was probably the year where it hit me the hardest. When I say hit me the hardest, I'm talking about what I started to see and experience. I think this is going to continue. I think one of the areas which I know comes back from guild members, which is a concern, is that someone said the other day, it's a bit like the Wild West.
Yeah.
And when we say the Wild West, what we're trying to say is that it doesn't seem to be any structure. Rory talked about it, structure. And when we say structure, business owners, as we know, very few of them have access to members of the guild.
Well, do you know what, Dave? I know we're doing something right as a postscript that I'm sure our followers and listeners will be really gratified to hear. And it's one of those, sometimes we do wonder who's listening to this and what's going on. But there's little hairs standing up on the back of the neck moment with young Rory. And we went on to talk after we recorded with him. And do you know what he's done? He, as a business owner himself, recognized the value of what we are trying to achieve to the point he has agreed warm-heartedly to be the Guild's first Honorary Ambassador. And that's official. And what does that mean? That means that Rory can help us build the profile, spread the word. He's not involved in the finance industry, far from it, but he's involved with business and business leaders, and that's what we want to reach out to. Ain't that good news?
Yeah, it's great. It's no surprise, even though Rory has a background which most of us know about, but for a business owner, and Rory is one of those business owners, to suddenly recognise the value of what it is that we're doing and to put his hand up and ask to represent us in various areas of our growth and development is fantastic. And through Rory, we're hopeful we're going to meet others that will help us with the crusade, as you put it. But, for as long as we are standing here in front of each other trying to get the word out, we will continue to try and drive this cause to make sure that business owners are aware of guild members. And also, we are starting to talk to lenders and trying to get lenders to recognise there is true, genuine value for all parties to make sure the business owners gain access to finance through a correct route. And that route, as far as we're concerned, is coming through people like myself who have experience, they understand how the market works, and more importantly, they understand what they think is best fit. And again, it's a word I'll never get tired of using, and I'm sure people are getting bored by it, but it's the best way of putting it. It's the best way of putting it, and at the end of the day, the lenders, they recognise that there is a market out there that needs serving, and we recognise it. And if we could put the two parties together, but with some guidance and advice, then surely that's the best way of working.
Dave, you're so right. And we're going to talk about transaction of the month shortly, which I'm looking forward to. I will forensically question you about that.
Yeah.
But, one of our dear members, dear old John Barter, who's an absolute charming man and a real asset to the Guild. He posted up on LinkedIn something that many of us have been thinking about the other day, and I had to respond. And he was just talking about how some lenders, and are they lenders? Are they brokers? Are they intermediaries? I mean, you know what's coming here. Get £500,000 in 5 minutes and best rates in the market. And it's all a load of tosh, mate. Absolute load of tosh. It's that. What did he use the word? The teaser rate. The teaser rate. They throw a maggot out there into the pond and trying to catch the big fish. And, funny enough, they don't catch the big fish, but they take a lot of little tiddlers on the way. And quite frankly, I think the practice is disgusting, but that's my personal view.
We know about that. John has put up a couple of things on LinkedIn. We will reply to it. I am vigorously putting things up on social media where I see these teasing, misguiding, untruthful messages that come through to businesses. And you could say it's exploitation of the vulnerable. So the point I'm trying to make is that there are lots of businesses out there that potentially have a requirement to try and find something, even if it's not necessarily wanting it today, but to get some peace of mind that they have and access to finance through someone like myself.
Do you know what? I was speaking to a member, Mr. Neil Baxendale of GTF Event Equipment Finance, only this afternoon. and he was talking me through a customer scenario. And he said it's important for members to understand because, like any business, if you understand where your fresh new business leads are coming from, then you can direct your resources accordingly. And the customer just turned around and was very open. He said, I found you on Google and I searched asset finance and your name popped up. And I thought, well, thank goodness he found one of our members. But as I keep banging on, there's no need to do that. No need to do that. Just go to bfpguild.org, put in your postcode, you'll find your nearest member there, and trust me, folks, they will very much look after you. And they're there to give you independent guidance because some businesses, and I was reminded of this from a conversation the other day, sometimes a loan or a facility that raises debt doesn't actually tackle the real problem that the business has got. Sometimes it's just a sticking plaster. I thought that was a very important thing to say. But all our members, they're experienced hands.
But the ultimate message is that securing finance, it's an important decision. Any business that's looking to take any form of debt, it's a hugely important process that they need to go through and think about. I don't know many business owners that have the ability, and I say that in the nicest possible way, to understand the process of securing finance and, more importantly, how to go forward and secure that level of finance and with who.
Dave, we were talking the other day and you brought it home to me. If a business goes direct to a source, maybe the only source, or if that source of lending is, targeting that particular business, where's the measurability? Where's the accountability? Where's the responsibility for doing the right thing by that business?
Yeah, and we've said all along that the lender market per se is a good one. There's lots of good lenders out there. Some of them we know. Some of them we're looking to work with in partnership as part of the guild. But we see it. This isn't a witch hunt. This isn't us going around and wanting to out lenders by any stretch of the imagination. But it is trying to understand what their model is. And we've got a meeting coming up in April, which I'm sure we can disclose after the event. But for example, there are lenders out there that are able to provide finance, which is great, but the level of finance that they're able to provide, or the cost of it, or the T's and C's differ from others that are out there. Now, how is a business owner supposed to understand the difference between 20% per annum, 10% per annum? Well, there's a very easy mathematical answer to that. But what does 10% mean? What does 20% mean?
Correct.
We know lenders out there that are putting facilities out there, which is good. Again, we're not witch hunt. We like the fact that people are lending, but we know because of what we discuss in the guild that there's a big variance between the cost, the fees, terms and conditions. I mean, there is such a bundle of information that even us as professionals, struggle to keep on top of.
Dave, it's the day job for you boys and girls, and as you just said, you struggle sometimes to keep abreast of what's going on. And business owners are my worry, and I've said this many times before. Is exploitation the wrong word? I don't know. Perhaps that's not the right word, but business owners are vulnerable. And I think I said it to you the other day. Cash is the key.
Whoever you are and whatever walk of life you come from, let's be blunt. When we see advertisements, call them what you want, coming down whatever media channel, and we know for a fact that the information that's coming down is incorrect, it's false. These advertisements are not giving the true picture.
No.
That has to be wrong. That has to be wrong for a number of reasons. But there is no regulation, so no one's stopping. And I've done some research behind some of these companies. Some of them aren't even registered in the UK.
No, I know.
And you just beggars belief that just by a business owner applying for finance through one of these social media advertisements,
that's what I'm talking about.
You don't know where the data's going, Trev. You don't know where that data's going.
It's not even just that, Dave. It's the vulnerability. It's that, it's that 10:30. I said cash is king, and most business owners understand that. You send out your invoice for, I don't know, however many thousands to your customer on the 2nd of the month. You've got 30-day terms. with a bit of luck, if your customer pays on time, most of them won't pay within a week. They'll take that 30 days to pay you. Oh, by the way, you got to pay the salaries on the 24th of the month. Oh, have I got enough cash? Have I got enough money? Oh, not sure about that. It's a nightmare.
It is.
And I'm not sure it's going to get better any quicker. But I'll tell you something, my friend. I tell you something. You're right. And I think Rory picked this up. We are in an unregulated, the business-to-business business finance market is not regulated. Let's be very clear. People will take comfort in the fact, FCA registration. Be under no illusion, folks. The FCA has nothing to do with regulating the supply of finance to the business market. It is a consumer-based regulator. Let's be very clear on that. So if you, Dave, take out a personal loan, I take out a car loan, whatever, yeah, we're protected. But if you're running a business turning over $500,000, million and a half, you have no recourse. And the FCA aren't interested. Financial Ombudsman Service isn't interested. It's a purely consumer-driven regulated market. Now, the reason I bang on about that is that, again, is one of the reasons why the Guild founded, so that like-minded individuals who recognize that, your phrase, we've said it before, that it's a wild west out there, could actually do something proactive about it and look to raise the standard of the relationships between lenders and intermediaries and provide positive customer outcomes for the business owners.
Indeed. Anyway, conscious it's a little fella. We got that all off of our chests.
Yes.
And, I will probably continue to get it all off our chests until we get.
Oh, of course we will.
Until we get to the point where we feel like something's moving forward.
Dave, you like it? You like dogs, don't you?
Love a dog.
What did you make of the Crufts winner last night?
Well, do you know what?
The Whippet. The Whippet.
Do you know what? I was hoping.
Love a Whippet.
I was hoping it was going to go to the Jack Russell.
Well, you would. You got a Jack Russell, haven't you? Yeah, but this one, he was like a bearded Jack Russell, a furry Jack Russell. He was a bit furry compared to your one. Your one's a bit smooth-haired.
Yeah, he was furry. He looked like he had leg warmers on as well, which I thought was very flattering. But hey, listen, talking about dogs.
Oh, here we go.
We have been successful in raising some funding for a doggy parlour.
Don't use the word doggy in my presence ever again.
What do you mean?
I hate it.
What do you want to use instead then?
No, just do it. Just say dog parlour. Why has it got to be a doggy parlour?
Right then.
You'll be talking about walkies in a minute, won't you? No, I go for a dog walk. I take my dog for a walk.
What side of the bed you get off today? Anyway, dog parlour. So this is a somebody that came to us, recommended again through somebody that we worked with in the past. Basically,
love a recommendation.
She was trying to work out how she could raise sufficient capital to start this business off. And as you can probably appreciate, Trevor, any new business these days, trying to raise capital is not easy. It's not easy because majority of lenders want to see some financial history. They want to get some security that there's some affordability there. They want to understand how the business is going. But when you're starting with a blank sheet, it's a very difficult process and it can be expensive.
Yeah, it's a leap of faith, isn't it? It's a leap of faith.
Yeah, and business owners that I've worked with in the past, you find out, how did you start off? Well, some of them have had the money to do it, so they've managed to put the money in themselves, or they've worked with other people that put the capital in. But either way, this particular situation was one where I had to think about it, and one of the assets that this particular business had was that the lady behind the dog parlour,
thank you.
She had an investment property in Ladbroke Grove. And when I say investment property, she was a property that she owned that she rented out. She lived elsewhere, and the property had sufficient equity in it for us to release the capital that she needed, and on an extremely good rate, Trevor. I mean, obviously it's secured, which made it very cost effective for her. And the process didn't take that long. We managed to get the capital that she needed. And the long-term process for this is we're going to get the business up and running. So we'll have a look at it in 6 to 9 months. And if it's all going well, then we'll either move that particular outstanding balance owing the secured on the house onto a longer-term mortgage for her, or we'll put it into a business loan for her. But either way, we've got an exit route on that. We got her the money. We got it at a very, very good rate. There was hardly anything else for her to worry about other than to get her the funding that she needed to move forward. And I'm pleased to say, Trevor, the business is moving forward. She's promised me a free dog spa day for my little dog here. And
I thought you were going to say for yourself.
I'll go along for myself. But when we do that, we're going to have some photographs taken as well, Trev.
Dave, that's brilliant, and make sure you do. And the variety of what our members get involved with never ceases to fascinate me. You know, from we've had guests on, haven't we? From graduation gowns to wiring up Wi-Fi systems at concerts to wood chippers, dog parlours. I mean, that's the amazing thing about what these boys and girls do. Hey, listen, look, we're banging on a bit now. We got to wrap up. You're speaking of the game of the odd-shaped ball. Are you off to old Honkers and Shankers soon, did I hear?
I am off to Honkers at the end of the month to go and watch the Hong Kong Sevens. It's been on my bucket list since the age of 3. I've always wanted 60. To go. I am 60 at the end of March, Trevor, and I am going to watch the Hong Kong Sevens, and the finals are actually on my big day. So if anyone cares...
No.
Think of me on March the 30th in Honkers. I've got a fancy dress outfit I'm going to be wearing. But yes, looking forward to that. But yeah, looking forward to getting out to Honkers, and also looking forward to, I think we've got another business owner coming on to the podcast in the near future. So that will go out as soon as we can.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Dave. Seriously, though, mate, enjoy yourself in Hong Kong. Right, we're getting beyond the realms of decency and common sense now. Folks, remember, it's a very simple message. We want to get out and get this message across to as many UK business owners. You don't have to fret. You don't have to worry. We know that people don't like talking about money. We know it's a very personal, often difficult conversation. Look, all our members are discreet. You can have a conversation in confidence, and they're happy to guide you. So reach out to them.
And where can they get hold of us, Trevor?
You can get hold of the members at bfpguild.org.
Okay, thank you again for your time, everybody, for listening. Much appreciated. And again, please comment, please send us feedback. If there's anything you want us to bring up in future episodes, we'd be delighted to bring it up and talk about it in more detail.
Last little appeal for me today. Go onto our website and have a look at the little sponsorship button there.
Which website?
It's very simple. Click onto BFM, B for business, F for finance, M for matters, .buzzsprout, B-U-Z-Z. So BFM, buzzsprout.com. And as I said, if you get that on your screen, on your laptop, your PC, your iPad or whatever, other products are available. If you look to the right-hand side, there's a little button down there. It just says support. $3 a month. That will help finance what we are doing. And thank you to all of those. Mugs are going to mental. They're going out right, left and centre. Lots of pics of the mugs, Dave, and more to go out. So about time we wrap this up, isn't it?
Yep. Goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from him.